The craziest conspiracy theories from podcasts all around the world. Let's get right into it.
The color blue was never written down.
Weird.
Okay.
And, like all this, like blue was.
So this is the
never a
color
word.
blue conspiracy
They didn't have
theory.
a word for that color?
No.
Okay.
When they would describe like the ocean
Yeah.
and stuff like that, they would describe it as like a green.
What?
And,
A
yeah.
green?
And so the
I don't know if I'd
theory
really say
is
that.
If you can't connect a word with a color, can you not see that color? Because your brain, and so they did an experiment.
That's crazy.
They did an experiment in this tribe and somewhere in Africa. It was like the bush people, and they also have never heard the word blue. And so they gave this graph, and it's this graph of like 12 squares, and they're all green, right? And then there's one that's like a bluish green,
okay.
very different. Like all of us would be like, oh yeah, that one's different. And they had these people look at it, and they were staring at it, and it took them so long to figure out which color was different because they don't know what to look for in the blue.
Oh.
Like, find the one that's different. It
Yeah.
was weird.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying if there's not a word connected with a color, so for example, you have this Rubik's Cube here. Say all of these different like shades, we didn't know what color they were. Could we spot the difference in the color? Now, I think that's what he's saying. I guess more to the of like green and blue. Like if you had green and blue next to each other, but you only knew green, you didn't know blue, would they technically be the same color? You know, one thing I've always thought about, but what if like the colors we see could be different to other people? So like exactly with the Rubik's Cube, this to me is blue, and to you guys it's probably blue, but like what if the blue that I'm seeing is not the blue that you see? Like what if the blue that you see is really like green, but the green that you see is like red to me? You know, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Because that's the thing, we'll never know, because you know, you could be looking at this and you could be like, oh, this is yellow, just because that's what you know. Like, I don't know.
You know the Mars theory?
I do not know the Mars theory.
Nah, there's a theory that Mars was the original planet that humans were from.
Okay.
Then something happened that we all had to fly to another planet and live on. There used to be like civilization that lived on Mars. Now back this. On Mars, there's an element on the periodic table called xenon.
Xenon, okay.
Xenon on Earth is only found, this is crazy, is only found after a nuclear explosion.
No.
Oh shit, that's not even the sicko mode button.
I said no.
What the hell?
And it goes hand in hand now. What if on Mars there was a nuclear warfare, destroyed the whole planet, but people were able to escape just in time, landed on Earth, and they had to restart from nothing.
So we are the aliens.
We're the aliens.
What the hell?
It's real shit. Like this element called xenon, it's prominent after a nuclear explosion.
Okay, the only thing I'm thinking is if we had to escape Mars from one point, wouldn't there be evidence of some type of spacecraft that we use? Because he's basically saying before there was ever life on Earth, that we were actually all living on Mars. I mean, like, it's just recent that we have technology, which I mean like spacecrafts, so we can go to another planet, Mars, and fossils of early humans were found like 6 to 2 million years ago. So how come we had technology from 6 million years ago where we could escape another planet, but you know, we're like just coming out with technology now where we could go on Mars? You know, that just doesn't really make sense. Plus, like, how did we breathe and live and stuff like that, you know?
Have you heard the theory that the Trumps are time travelers?
The Trumps are time
this
travelers.
Connects to Nikola Tesla.
Okay.
No way.
Nikola Tesla died, and within his hotel that he had 80 plus trunks of all his patents, his designs for different technologies, all this stuff. Guess who they sent first to go and collect the stuff?
I don't know.
John G. Trump, Donald Trump's uncle.
What?
Weird.
So the theory is that he took some of these trunks.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But Tesla said that he had figured out how to bend time. So
As one does.
the theory is Donald Trump's uncle took this, created a time machine.
Oh my gosh.
And then the weird connection is there was a book that came out in 1896, and it's called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey.
You're saying
Oh.
Do you know
it
what,
was actually Baron
do you
Trump?
know what the book was about?
What?
Time travel?
Baron Trump time traveling.
Okay, yeah, I think that one, it's a little far out there. I'm not exactly sure how true all of that is. I personally don't think that we can time travel right now. Like, I do think that someday in the future, time travel will be a real thing where like there's an actual like machine that can send you anywhere. I think, I don't know, but I don't believe that to this point to where we are today that people have time traveled. That's just me.
The world's
All right, the world's
scariest
scariest conspiracy theory.
Here we have conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest, and today we're going to be starting off with tier 1. And the first conspiracy theory is Michael Jackson may not be dead after all.
Dude,
And this theory starts out with Michael being at his own funeral in disguise, wearing prosthetics and makeup to cover up.
The nose,
Believe
that
it or
nose.
not, but Michael has done this before to disguise himself from the paparazzi. There was also no open casket at his funeral, which means nobody ever saw his
him die.
corpse.
Yeah.
Now in this video, you can see the ambulance that took Michael to the hospital, but when they got there, a figure that looked almost identical to him hopped out looking perfectly fine.
Oh shit.
Also, his daughter uploaded this photo in 2016, and in the back seat, you can see a figure that looks like Michael sitting there.
I don't think that's
Finally,
Michael Jackson,
Michael's
no.
middle name is
But
spelled differently on his death certificate than it is on his ID and even passport.
so there's actually something recently where it was like one of Michael Jackson's sons or something was on a yacht, and there was a guy there that was wearing like, you know, like a suit, and everybody was saying it was Michael Jackson. I wonder if I can find it. Okay, so here it is. This
Michael
is
Jackson's son had a party. People are saying Michael Jackson was actually there.
Yes,
in
so the
disguise,
people are
bro.
thinking that this is Michael Jackson.
But it's so obvious. This shit is obvious. Look, look. I'm gonna show you the video. So you can see here. See, he has an umbrella, always wearing sunglasses, always covering his skin. Now his son and I think his manager, they had a big like yacht party.
Okay.
Now there's somebody on the boat that looks very suspicious.
Oh,
because
hell nah.
it's the only person that's wearing full.
Yeah, but you could just
cover.
kind of tell
And
by
look at his face. And
his
look at
face to
the
me
choice
that
of
does not
attire.
look like Michael Jackson at all.
Michael Jackson, he was known for being allergic to the sun because of his skin. He's always wearing like long sleeves or stuff to cover himself. People are saying this is Michael Jackson after another plastic surgery to change his identity. And he's
Yeah, okay, but when you look at this guy that is supposedly Michael Jackson, it just looks nothing like him. Even if they're saying that he got another surgery to, you know, make him look different, I don't believe that this would be Michael Jackson. Also, considering a big point of this is like, why would a guy be on a yacht that, you know, is wearing a suit and tie? Well, I don't think people really realize, like, as you get older and stuff and your skin becomes more sensitive, like, not even just that, but when you're outside in the sun like that, a lot of people are sensitive to the sun and stuff like that. Like if you ever see like construction workers or anything, they're all always in like flannels and stuff. It's just because they don't want to get sunburned and stuff. Yeah, it looks out of place, but I mean, some people got to do what they got to do, especially it looks like this man is older, so I don't think that was Michael Jackson.
Most fun.
All right, this is a theory on why gold is so valuable.
Work of Zechariah Sitchin, who was one of the guys who translated the ancient Sumerian texts, and he believed that human race is a product of accelerated evolution. The Sumerian text depicts these godlike beings called the Anunnaki who come here from a planet called Nibiru that's on an elliptical orbit. Every 3,600 years it comes between us and Mars. And one of the reasons why it came here was because gold is very difficult to find in the universe. They realized that they could take these suspended particles of gold, put them in their atmosphere, and it would protect them because their atmosphere was eroding. This would be like reflective particles they spray in the atmosphere.
Isn't the true reason why gold is so valuable literally just because it was hard to find and hard to like get a bunch of? Isn't that why gold is so valuable?
Imagine
All right,
you're
the
walking
theory
on
of
planet Earth and
time.
you pass by someone, you say, hey, can you point me in the direction of north? I want to walk in a northward direction. But when you get to the North Pole and talk to somebody there and say, hey, how do I go further north? They look at you and say, whoa, that question doesn't mean anything because this is where north begins. There's no notion of going further north than the North Pole. And it could be that that spatial metaphor applies to time. Talk about 1 billion years ago or 10 billion years ago, but if you go to 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang, that may be where time started. And you can't go further back in time than the very origin of time itself.
I mean,
Freaks me out.
Imagine you're walking on planet Earth.
Researchers have discovered a crater beneath the Antarctica ice crust.
Whoa.
482
Damn.
kilometers in diameter. Holy shit.
That's like an order of magnitude bigger than.
Bigger than the dinosaur one, right?
Yeah, that's like a 99 point whatever percent extinction event.
So it's
something
just,
that
it
big.
just keeps happening. The Earth just, over millions and millions of years and thousands of years that humans have been around,
It does.
the Earth just keeps getting whacked.
Dude, that is so freaky to think about, that like when you really think about it, we're literally on a giant like rock, and at any point in time another rock could hit us and ends everything. Like what happened to the dinosaurs and that Antarctica crater. So they're saying that 250 million years ago, a meteor hit Antarctica. The massive impact is believed to have thrown huge amounts of dust into the air, making for a very hostile environment. Months of darkness, and it made the planet hell. And that crater is beneath the ice of Antarctica. So is this all of Antarctica, and then that's the crater that hit? Wow.
You know about that guy,
All right,
John
the
Marco
Jesus
Allegro?
Christ mushroom
He's the guy
theory.
who deciphered the Dead Sea Scrolls, and he wrote a seriously controversial book. So he became agnostic, and he wanted to look at the etymology of the words. It was his conclusion after 14 years that the entire Christian religion was a gigantic misunderstanding. And what it really was about was psychedelic mushroom experiences and fertility rituals. He broke down the word Jesus to an ancient word that means a mushroom covered in God's semen. And the idea was that the rain, which would make everything grow, was God's cum, and that it wasn't a bad thing. They didn't think of cum as bad. They wanted to live. Everybody wanted to have children. They wanted to prosper. Yeah. And that when the rain would come, mushrooms would appear almost instantaneously. And when they would eat those, they would trip their fucking balls off. So they had decided that this was Jesus.
That's interesting for sure. You got God's cum on everybody.
Real quick.
So does Elon Musk believe in a lost civilization?
Podcast a few months ago.
What?
So at 2 hours and like 53 minutes, they start talking about cataclysms and ice ages. He goes on to say that
let's listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to
if you read about ice ages, there's deep rabbit hole on ice ages. Deep rabbit hole. I mean, I think it's just interesting how much Earth's climate has changed, and even magnetically where the poles are has shifted over time. Something happened around that ice age, because we see no writing before that ice age, and we start to see writing pop up in multiple places on Earth after the most recent colloquially termed ice age.
That's about it. He knows. I look at these topics that we're into: cataclysms, Younger Dryas, lost ancient technology.
Magnetic poles.
That's the one thing. I would like to dive into that.
No, I for sure think that there is a lost civilization out there that, we one day may never know about.
There's this feature on your phones. If you zoom in on like the moon at night, it will show a clear image of the moon. Like, oh shit, you can zoom in and get every single detail, right? But it's all fake. Y'all can try it right now. They did a test. They took like a fake moon, a white circle out of paper, put it in their house, turned off all the lights, pretended it was the moon, and zoomed in, and it created the moon. It literally created all the details of the moon, fam. It was fake. I don't know of exactly what phones it does it with, but I know this one specifically, like that, the Samsung one. It's just a white circle, and then when they zoom in, look at this.
No way.
See, it's just dark. You zoom in, it gets darker, and then boom. It shows it's the moon.
They have like a general assumption of the moon. Like they have it already generated. So if anything resembles the moon, it'll think it's the moon,
Yeah, exactly. So the line.
I think this, honestly, like if this is true, this could just be like a huge marketing thing. Like a phone company could literally just say that their camera is so good that you can zoom in on the moon. But that is very smart if a phone company did that, to where they created a fake image of the moon. Because that is weird. Every time you do zoom on the moon, it is like perfectly, you see all the details and everything. It's like, how can a phone camera capture that? Like, I know there's like camera lenses out there that can zoom in like super, super far, but a phone, that to me is just bizarre. Anyway, guys, those have been some conspiracy theories from podcasts. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, post notifications on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.